Negotiating your associate dental agreement like an FBI hostage negotiator. Hi, it's Dr. Schick from The Educated Associate. Here at The Educated Associate, we like to learn things that can help make everyday dental professionals' lives much better. In today's video, we'll discuss how to effectively negotiate your associate agreement using principles derived from the book Never Split the Difference by FBI hostage negotiator and master negotiator Chris Voss. Let's dive in, as there's a lot to learn in just a little bit of time. The first principle is to set an extreme anchor. When negotiating your associate dental agreement, start with a bold but reasonable range for your desired compensation. This sets the stage for the negotiation, influencing the other party's perception of what is possible right from the start. To do this, you need to conduct research for your geographic area to see what other associates are typically earning in regards to their compensation. Let's say, for example, you find that most associates earn maybe 28 to 32% of adjusted production. When that potential employer asks you what you expect to be compensated, I would start by saying something along the lines of, well, I found that most associates working in this area are earning 32 to 37% adjusted production. Right there, you start at the bottom of your negotiation at the top of the normal range, and you didn't have to do anything extra to ensure that you got the upper end of normal. It's an easy way to let them know that you won't be paid on the lower end of the spectrum, while also anchoring them to that much higher overall compensation rate. To be clear, I am not saying to use such an extreme anchor that you knock them off or kill the deal itself. I'm just saying, use enough of an anchor that pushes them in your direction and shows that you've done research and you mean business. The second principle is to use calibrated questions to uncover the how behind the other party's position. After setting an extreme anchor, I use a slew of open-ended questions to deduce what is driving their need to hire the associate. Are they tired of doing all the dental work themselves? Are they overwhelmed and just need someone to weather the daily storm? These questions encourage the other party to reveal their reasonings and motivations. The third principle we'll discuss today is tactical empathy. It involves understanding and acknowledging the other person's feelings and needs while demonstrating that you seem to care about finding a solution to their problem. You can demonstrate tactical empathy without internally agreeing with their perspective. It's just an outward response that we need to learn to regulate. This fosters open communication and cooperation. The fourth principle is the use of mirrors and labels. Mirrors and labels are powerful tools for understanding the other person's perspective. Mirroring often involves paraphrasing their words or emotions, showing that you're actively listening while seeking to understand. Mirrors can also be nonverbal communication, showing the other person that you are listening by using hand gestures or head movements. The use of mirrors allows the other person to feel as though you understand them. Labels are descriptions of what you think their perspective is, said out loud for the other party to agree with or disagree with. Labels can help validate their feelings and emotions while creating a rapport and building some trust. Up until this point, we have set an extreme anchor. We have used open-ended questions while actively listening and employing tactical empathy to discover labels and mirrors that we use to build more rapport between you. Now, let's discuss the uncovery of black swans. Black swans are, simply put, unexpected pieces of information or needs that significantly can influence the negotiation. Black swans take their name from the belief that all swans in the world were white, until the discovery of a black swan in Australia more than 50 years after the discovery of a first white swan. Uncovering a black swan immediately changes the landscape of the negotiation. In one previous associate negotiation, I was able to use open-ended questions to figure out that the owner of the office had been without an associate for nearly 9 months. Before that time, the owner had had an associate working there full-time for upwards of 3 years. While he had had an associate, he would take frequent vacations, and he often had Fridays completely off. Once the previous associate had left, the owner was then forced to work, 5 days a week, and he was really never allowed to go on vacations. In a lot of ways, his world was flipped upside down, and he was feeling all that strain. In the above example, when the previous associate negotiations first started, and I hadn't discovered a black swan, I had simply asked for a $5,000 signing bonus, and again, he straight up told me no. However, after uncovering a black swan and labeling it, I was able to significantly improve my situation. Here's the label I used initially. It appears as though your clinic and your personal life seem to function best when you have an associate working with you. He said, "That's correct." I then leveraged the first label with the use of a black swan and said, "It appears as though you've gone nearly a year without an associate, and that is weighing heavily on you. I know that I can take some pressure off you in the clinic, but I would require at least a $7,500 signing bonus to make this contract work for me." Without hesitation, he shot his hand out and said, "Deal." That is the power of a black swan. Once you have identified a black swan, use it strategically to close a negotiation. Highlight how your proposal can meet their unexpected need or addresses their concern in a unique way. This can create a win-win situation and facilitate a successful agreement. In closing, negotiation is a skill, and it should be honed and improved over time. By applying the principles from the book Never Split the Difference, you can uncover a black swan. And when you do, use that to negotiate your dental agreement with confidence. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't hesitate to like and subscribe for more valuable content. You can also find much more information on Instagram and Facebook at The Educated Associate or on my website at theeducatedassociate.com. In the meantime, and as always, stay drilling, my friends.